And I have the honor and pleasure of calling our annual meeting, April 13th, 2026, to order at 10:04. And I'd like to start by thanking the Flagler Museum Director and CEO Amanda Skyer and the Board of Directors Kelly Hopkins for opening your doors to the Palm Beach Civic Association for our annual meeting. And this morning, our Honorable Mayor Danielle Moore will report on the state of the town during her annual presentation. And we will also honor the recipient of this year's Raymond J. Kunkel Award for heroic or meritorious service to our town. And before we proceed, I would like to recognize Mayor Moore and other senior town leaders who are with us today. I'm going to call out your names, and if you would please stand. We have Bobby Lindsay with us today. We have Lou Crampton. We have the Honorable Leslie Smith is also with us today. We have Kirk Bluen, Town Manager. We have Chief Nick Caristo with us today. We have Chief Sean Baker. And we thank our town leaders for all that you do for us, for our town, for our residents. Bridget Moran, is Bridget here today too? Okay, oh, thank you, Bridget, I didn't see you. All right, thank you. And we are also pleased to have members of our next generation in the audience with us this morning. We welcome students from Rosarian Academy. And will the students please come forward to say the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, would everyone please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and we thank the students from Rosarian Academy. We also have two special guests from the Palm Beach Opera with us for today's program. We welcome Jim Barbato, Director of Artistic Administration at the Opera, and Mario Manzo, a baritone who is going to sing the national anthem. And this is our third consecutive year presenting a guest artist at our annual meeting from Palm Beach Opera. And Jim, we thank you for being a wonderful community partner to the Palm Beach Civic Association. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mario, who is from Mesa, Arizona, and is a standout young artist in the opera's Marcia and Henry Loeffler Young Artist Program, which is the top tier of its resident artist programs. And Mario, will you please perform for us? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Bravo. Oh my goodness. We thank you, Mario. Just glorious. Thank you. And if you wish to follow Mario, he'll be continuing his career at the Des Moines Metro Opera House this summer and at the Los Angeles Opera next season. Mario, we thank you so much. The Palm Beach Civic Association owes much of our success in the achievement of our goals as an enduring convener of goodwill to our community, to the strong and capable leadership of our executive committee, led by Chairman Michael Pusillo, Vice Chairman Michelle Kessler, and Treasurer Michael Ainsley. And we are indebted to all of our executive committee members for their time and talent that they give to the organization and to our community. And I would like to ask our members of the executive committee to please stand for a round of applause for all that you do for our community. And during this past year, sadly, 4 Civic Association directors passed away. Stephen L. Brown, Chairman Emeritus of the Civic Association, who served as chairman in 2010 and was a director since 2003. Richard Clyde, a former town council president and zoning board chairman and a Civic Association director and friend for quite some time, and Richard served as a director since 2019. Edwin L. Phelps, a director since 2023, and Ralph Daldeo, who celebrated his 101st birthday most recently. His daughter, KT, is with us this morning. And last year, when Ralph celebrated his 100th birthday, the Civic Association sent Ralph 100 tulips from the members and Civic Association team. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a moment of silence for these fine gentlemen and citizens of our community. Thank you. And today's annual meeting marks the conclusion of our 82nd season of service to the community since our founding in 1944. And as we continue to fulfill the mission set forth by our founders more than 8 decades ago to protect and enhance the quality of life in our community by taking proactive stands on civic affairs, educating members and residents about key town issues, promoting civic engagement, and cooperating with local government on solution-based approaches to the challenges that we face. And Palm Beach is certainly well known for its great civic leadership and its generous philanthropic tradition, and it is well known for its residents who believe in giving back to a town that has given so much to all of us, and a town that binds us together with a common sense of pride and purpose. And that sense of community and spirit of giving back was certainly alive and well this past season. And our communications team has prepared a video, especially for today's meeting, looking back at the remarkable season of 2025-2026. Philip, let's roll the video, please.
For 82 years, the Civic Association has given back to the Palm Beach community through education, advocacy, and keeping residents informed. That mission was front and center this season, beginning with the Welcome Back Community Forum, bringing together town leaders to discuss the issues that impact daily life in Palm Beach, including undergrounding, the future of the town's water supply, removal of illegal moorings, traffic, and the town's budget.
Thank you again to Palm Beach Civic Association, Michael and your colleagues, for kicking off another season with such an informative program for our residents and visitors.
We thank Third Federal Savings and Loan for sponsoring the forum. Keeping the community informed remains an important role of the Civic Association. Palm Beach TV is the island's only newscast, providing weekly updates to a growing 5,000 plus subscribers. In November, Palm Beach TV received a transformational boost, a $1 million gift from Bob and Susan Wright to launch a new segment, The Right News, Follow the Story. This major gift announcement was at our annual Directors Luncheon and Reception on November 19th. Chairman Emeritus Bob Wright, former chairman and CEO of NBC Universal, and Susan Wright, co-chair of the Communications Committee and a director since 2020, continue to build on his original vision, delivering news focused exclusively in and around the island.
So this gift is truly a great capstone on his legacy with the Civic Association, and its impact will be huge because it will allow us going forward to continue to report the news, to do it in the same critical way we've done it for many years, but in a new light, in a new dimension. So we're extraordinarily grateful for Bob and Susan Wright for this gift to the Civic Association.
The news segment follows important stories as they unfold, continuing a tradition of in-depth local coverage made possible through the Wright's generosity. Palm Beach TV weekly newscasts and Studio 33480 in-depth interviews are made possible through the ongoing support of the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Through Our Town by William Kelly, Breaking News, and Palm Beach TV, the Civic Association keeps residents informed year-round, including updates on critical events like security-related changes in the air and on the roads around Mar-a-Lago that impact daily travel. That same commitment to providing coverage extends to health and wellness, with a gift from Executive Committee member and Healthcare Committee Chair Judy Goodman. Palm Beach TV's Health and Education video series will be underwritten for the next 5 years. This season's video included How to Eat and Vitamins and Supplements, Fact and Fallacy, featuring Civic Association members and Healthcare Committee member nutritionist Dr. Stacy Bell.
I've been chairing a committee for several years where the volunteers are extraordinary. They work so many hours developing high quality videos to educate our community on pressing healthcare needs. We are a healthy community, but everybody would like to learn more in order to keep that longevity in a healthy form as long as possible.
We are deeply grateful for the generosity of Bob and Susan Wright, Judy Goodman, and the luncheon's sponsor, Glazer Hall, the impressive new Performing Arts Center in the former Royal Poinciana Playhouse. Glazer Hall was co-founded and is co-chaired by Avi Glazer and Jill Glazer, a Civic Association director since 2023. Behind the scenes, volunteers, experts, and leaders from a variety of fields drive the Civic Association's mission through its 15 standing committees. This season, the Executive Committee grew to 19 members, with Deborah Norville and Dan Stanton joining its leadership. The Healthcare Committee co-hosted 5 gatherings at the Mandel Recreation Center, connecting residents through wellness, programming, and life-saving training with Palm Beach Fire Rescue. The Intracoastal Lagoon Committee focused on the town's new vessel ordinance and the removal of unlawful moorings in town waters. Tax and Finance reviewed proposed property tax changes and the potential impact. Public Safety continued discussions on traffic mitigation during the peak season, and the Investment and Membership Committees all making critical contributions, ensuring the Civic Association fulfills its mission to continue to grow over the long term. Our Speakers Programs Committee works to bring distinguished voices to Palm Beach through the Signature Series. Dr. Tom Mihalovich and Dr. Connor Delaney, the top executives from Cleveland Clinic, discussed the future of healthcare, including plans for a new hospital in downtown West Palm Beach. The February 18th program was sponsored by Related Ross, led by Stephen Ross as Civic Association Director since 2012. Four-star General Paul Nakasone shared insights on cybersecurity at a luncheon sponsored by Citizens Private Bank on March 11th. And Home Depot co-founder Ken Langone returned for a second time on March 18th, sponsored by Northern Trust. Langone was interviewed by Jonathan Harris, CEO of AIM 13, the son of the late Civic Association Director J. Ira Harris and Civic Association Director Nikki Harris. In fact, his father interviewed Langone during a Signature Series program in 2019. Nikki, again, it's so wonderful to have you here, and certainly all that you and Ira did over the decades for our community, and also Bill Brooks Award recipients. Now to have your son John here speaking, carrying the torch, it means a great deal to us. We proudly celebrate those who give back in meaningful ways. Philanthropist Thomas Quick was honored with the William J. Bill Brooks Community Service Award for his contributions at the 2026 Community Service Award Breakfast.
Tom, you are one of a kind. There is no one like you. Please come forward to receive the Bill Brooks Award.
To be associated with Bill's name is profoundly meaningful, as Bill represented the very best of Palm Beach civic life: quiet leadership, steady service, and a belief that the community is something that you invest in, not because you're asked, but because it matters.
Award-winning NBC journalist Lester Holt was the keynote speaker at the breakfast. Holt stepped down as anchor of NBC Nightly News in May 2025 to focus on in-depth reporting for Dateline NBC.
It was a great job. I'm not going to lie, I do miss it. But I'm enjoying, as I said, the new challenges and the time, and being able to do something in the back part of my career that I really hadn't spent a lot of time focusing on, and that is long-form reporting.
The Fanjul family and Florida Crystals have sponsored the breakfast since 2018.
So much has happened in our country and in the world over the past year, and we really couldn't have a better guest speaker than Lester Holt to give us a first-hand account and reporting of so much of what is going on.
The Civic Association continues to give back by recognizing excellence and investing in the future. Working with the Citizens Association of Palm Beach, scholarships are awarded to outstanding students of town employees. The Civic Association also co-sponsors the Town of Palm Beach Employee of the Year Award.
Thank you for your exceptional service, unwavering commitment to excellence, and it's my pleasure to announce Kelly Cherney, the town clerk, as our Employee of the Year.
This season, the Civic Association provided comprehensive coverage on the 2026 Town Council election. From breaking news on candidate announcements to the February 23rd Candidates Forum, we were the first to report the election results within 1 hour of the polls closing.
That the ability to have local resources covering local issues in a consistent way, as the Palm Beach Civic Association does, is extremely important for a community.
The Civic Association continues to highlight the arts and cultural life of the community. Michael Williams hosted the second season of the Felicia Taylor Arts Legacy Series, featuring the Kravis Center, Glazer Hall, Palm Beach Public's Orchestral Strings Program, and the Chamber Music Society of Palm Beach. The series is named for longtime Palm Beach resident and journalist Felicia Taylor, who passed away in 2023. Civic Association Director Peter Gottsagen, who was married to Taylor, provided the initial $100,000 gift from her estate to launch the series, and, inspired by the Wright's $1 million donation, contributed an additional $50,000 to support the Civic Association's communications initiatives. And contributor Tim Malloy welcomed notable Palm Beach residents into Studio 33480 for engaging conversations. Our programming, which attracts leaders and speakers from around the world. Our community forums, which educate and engage residents. Our awards, which recognize those who give back to the community. And our award-winning communications initiatives are all possible due to the generosity and support of our members, directors, and sponsors.
I think the quality of our members and our board members and directors and the Civic Association members expect world-class quality, and that's what we're trying to bring in various fields.
The Palm Beach Civic Association thrives because of its members, longtime residents and newcomers who we encourage to become involved. We thank you for helping us carry forward a tradition of giving back to Palm Beach.
Thank you so much for all of your support. I would like to ask Susan and Bob Ryder here. And Susan, if you would please stand. We want to thank you so much for everything you and Bob have done this year. We also ask Judy Goodman to stand for your wonderful gift. We also have Jill Glazer here. Jill, would you also please stand? Thank you so much. And everything we do at the Palm Beach Civic Association is for the betterment of our community and is possible because of the loyal support of everyone here today. And we offer our deep appreciation to the Palm Beach Island Hospice Foundation, sponsor of our annual meetings each year since 2018. And we also thank Linda Olson, a member of our executive committee and a Civic Association director since 2014, for generously underwriting the mailing of today's program. And I'd like to invite Mark Cook, Chairman and President of the Palm Beach Island Hospice Foundation, to come forward to say a few words. And Mark, I think we should all note, has been a Civic Association director since 2004. So for 22 years, he's been serving our organization. Mark, would you please join us?
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Michael. My fellow directors and I are so excited at the opportunity to be included as sponsors and those who share our intellect and our success with the needs of our community. The Island Hospice Foundation is an organization dedicated to the education of healthcare professionals, new beginnings for families that are seeking compassion and dignity at difficult times, outreach around the understanding of the impact of Alzheimer's and dementia, as well as treatments and support for those who are going through difficult times with our pediatric oncology programming. All of this said, we started in 1978 along the same lines of identifying community needs and being responsive to a successful future. And we need your help to keep doing that. We do one event a year, February the 4th. If educating palliative care and geriatric doctors, or training nurse aides, or training first responders to decrease trauma is of interest to you, I would ask you to reach out so that we might find a marriage of your interest and our programming. But we are excited to be included as valued sponsors of the work that you do across so many areas and look forward to the future. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mark. And now it's our time to give the treasurer's report. Michael Ainsley regrets that he cannot be here today. However, we have Mark Seidman that will be presenting the treasurer's report. And please note that Mark is the chair of our Tax and Finance Committee and also the chair of our Audit Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Seidman.
Thank you, Mary. Good morning, everybody. I am Mark Seidman, and I do chair the Audit Committee. As Mary said, I'm filling in for Michael Ainsley, our treasurer, who unfortunately couldn't join us today. But I did ask Michael yesterday if he had any advice for me in discussing our financial results. Michael, being a wise man, said 3 words: keep it short. So in that spirit, here we go. I am pleased to report that for the fiscal year ended April 2026, so there's in just a few weeks, the financial operating performance of the Civic Association has already exceeded its budget for the fiscal year. Through the end of March, actual contributions, sponsorships, and bequests from members, including directors, corporations, and individuals, are greater already than our annual budget of $2.4 million. I believe this reflects the growing support for the Civic Association in the town and the hard work of the Civic Association staff. We also project that total expenses for the fiscal year are going to be very close to the annual budget. So as a result, we anticipate a healthy surplus for the year of about $600,000. Because of this, we're going to finish the year in good shape. We're going to have a very strong balance sheet and a healthy amount of liquidity. For example, our total investments, which are managed by Northern Trust, have grown 15% from the beginning of our fiscal year, when they were $3.8 million, to the end of March, when we had $4.4 million. This includes a 21% increase in the Rumbau Fund to $2.1 million. From a liquidity point of view, we're also in very good shape. Our investments included, at the end of March, over $1.9 million of U.S. Treasury securities. We appreciate your ongoing support. This year, the Civic Association received several significant Rumbau legacy gifts and new sponsorships, as was noted in the wonderful video that we all just saw. Members considering a sponsorship, deferred gift, or bequest are encouraged to contact Mary Robison. Copies of our annual report for fiscal year 25, the most recent available, are available at the reception table when you leave. Thank you all very much for your continued support. Now I'd like to turn the program over to our chairman, Michael Pasillo.
Thank you, Mark, for that report and that rather glowing and healthy financial picture. Good morning and welcome to the Palm Beach Civic Association's 2026 annual meeting. Now, since this is the annual meeting, we have some business to conduct, and that one of those items is the election of new directors to the Palm Beach Civic Association. First of all, I'm pleased to announce that we have received a sufficient number of proxies to constitute a quorum for the annual meeting and for the election of our directors. I'm pleased to announce our 7 new directors and 1 liaison director. I would ask the audience to please hold your applause until after I've announced each of the directors and read a very brief bio. First, Stephen W. Barnes. Stephen, are you here today? If so, I ask you to please stand. Stephen is a senior advisor to Bain Capital. He has been affiliated since 1988 with Bain, a leading private global investment firm with about $215 billion under management. Steve serves as board of directors of the Boys and Girls Club, the Park at West Palm Beach, the Boston Celtics, MV Youth, and for his alma mater, Syracuse University, where he previously served as chairman. Dr. Ken Franklin, will you please stand? Dr. Franklin is a clinical professor of cardiovascular division, Department of Medicine at Weill Cornell Medical Center in New York City. He's practiced cardiology as an attending physician at New York Presbyterian Hospital, Weill Cornell Medical Center for 30 years. Dr. Franklin has been a Palm Beach resident since 2014. And I must acknowledge that he has been a very active member of our healthcare committee, and he's also a director of the Kuder Institute. His service on the healthcare committee has been exemplary. We're pleased to welcome him as a director. Kathy Ingram. After serving a business career on Wall Street, Kathy, along with her husband, co-founded Sutton Capital Associates, a cable television investment and management firm. Owns and operates cable television and cellular telephone systems throughout the United States. Kathy has served on the boards of several public and private companies in the media and communications industry. She's a member of the Board of Trustees of Boston College. Kathy and Bill have moved to Palm Beach in 2016. Kathy serves on the allocation committee of the Town of Palm Beach United Way. Lawrence Kaplan. Lawrence, you're here, stand up. I believe you are there. Lawrence has managed media organizations and startups for more than 25 years. He has held senior roles at One Television Network, AOL Time Warner, Forbes, and LTV Media. He's a member of the Palm Beach Shore Protection Board, and he has served on our Palm Beach Civic Association's Water Committee, which I chair. Peter W. May. Peter? Peter's been president and founding partner of Tryon Partners since its inception. He's chairman emeritus of the Board of Trustees of Mount Sinai Health System in New York. From 2002 to 2019, Peter led the turnaround of that major health center out of financial difficulties to become one of the most profitable and fast-growing academic medical centers in the United States. Peter's co-chairman of the New York Philharmonic, a director at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, and a trustee for the New York Historical Society. We welcome Peter to our board. Mark Stefanski joined Third Federal Savings and Loan in 1982. He succeeded his father, Ben Stefanski, as chairman and CEO in 1987. Since Mark became chairman, the Cleveland-based bank has grown from $1.8 billion to more than $17 billion with retail branches in Ohio and Florida. Mark directed the creation of Third Federal Foundation, which resulted in more than $60 million in donations to communities served by Third Federal. And our final regular director is known to us all, Maggie Zeidman. Maggie served, as we all know, in the Palm Beach Town Council for 8 years, from 2016 to 2024, including 4 years as council president. During her tenure, she helped lead the town through the coronavirus pandemic. She advocated for strong public safety, a compensation study that helped steady the ship, as I would describe it, and reduced employee turnover. Maggie's contribution to the town, as I indicated at our last meeting, was just immeasurable, and we're so pleased to have her as a director of the Civic Association. Maggie, as many of you know, is also a registered nurse, was director of nursing at Lenox Hill Hospital from 1990 to 1997. Maggie serves on our healthcare committee, and she is also vice chair of the Palm Beach Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Finally, our 8th new director, Amanda Skyer, will serve as the liaison director for the Flagler Museum. Stand up, Amanda. Amanda joined the Flagler February of 2025 as director and CEO. She began her career at the Preservation Foundation of Palm Beach and as director of education in April of 2012. Amanda was named president and CEO of Preservation Foundation in June of 2016, a post she held until joining the Flagler. I'm pleased to announce that proxies have been received electing the foregoing nominees as directors. Would you please welcome me in congratulating our new directors, the Palm Beach Civic Association. Another matter of business to attend to at the meeting is some amendments to our bylaws. Redline versions of our bylaws changes were provided to the members in our proxy. These are essentially to delete the concept of president from our bylaws and add the concept of CEO, which, as you know from last year, Mary Robison is now the CEO of the Palm Beach Civic Association. The second change that we are voting for is to increase the number of directors from 140 to 145. I'm pleased to report that both of these amendments have been approved by our members and our bylaws will be so amended. Next, I'd like to recognize a long-standing friend and someone who's put in enormous service to the town, Bobby Lindsay. Bobby, where are you? Okay. Bobby has served 10 years on the town council. That's a long time. 10 years of service is a substantial contribution. I know personally of the time and commitment that you've made to the town. Bobby's been elected 5 times without opposition, indicating the extent to which this community supports her and all that she does for the town. During her decade, Bobby strongly advocated for the $38 million renovation of the marina, which opened in November of 2021, with floating docks, larger ships, updated electrical and security systems. The state-of-the-art marina has proved to be a tremendous financial asset for the town for the last years and for the future. Bobby's also been the driving force between the town's green initiative, encouraging more environmentally friendly practices on public-private properties, reducing pesticides. She's pushed for more aggressive approach to paying down financial long-term commitment on the retirement program. And Bobby has just led the council, the only way I can describe it, a steady hand, critical thinking, always challenging, always asking the right questions. Bobby, thank you so much for all your service and all you've done for the town. Bobby, we have a small token of our appreciation of the Civic Association for your service to the town these last 10 years. And while we're on the town council, I want to acknowledge that council members Bridget Moran and Lou Crampton will be sworn in for another 2-year term at the council meeting this week. And I also want to acknowledge and welcome Nikki McDonald, a former Civic Association director and healthcare committee, as a council member to be sworn in this week. Nikki, congratulations and welcome. Now, another item of business I want to address the members and our directors here today on. As many of you know, the Civic Association has been housed in offices in the Paramount building for more than 25 years. The Paramount building, as you know, is about to undergo some significant renovations, some of which have already started. And we've decided to move our offices. So at the end of this month, the Civic Association will be moving to new offices in what's known as, I believe, the First Horizon Bank building at 180 Royal Palm Way. This is the corner of Royal Palm Way and South County Road. There's a picture of the building there. Now, we had another 3 years plus on our lease at the Paramount, but because of the upcoming construction and the general situation there, we decided to move. And I want to thank the Frisbee Group who own the building and are leasing this space to us. They provided extremely reasonable terms, matched the term that we had, and given us great flexibility in this lease. So I appreciate Frisbee Group, and I don't know if David or Suzanne are here today. If you are, Robert, stand up, Robert. We greatly appreciate what the Frisbee Group has done for the Civic Association and allowing us to spend the next 3 years in these better conditioned offices than what we have had. But I must say that this is only a temporary move. It is our hope, as many of you know, that the Civic Association can find a permanent home. And we are looking and have been looking for a permanent place to buy for offices for the Civic Association. And we will continue that search over the next 3 years. So I welcome any suggestions, any support, any ideas that any of our members or directors may have over the next 3 years. We will be intensifying that search, and at some point I anticipate a capital campaign to make that a reality. So stay tuned. Hopefully more information on that in the future. Next, I'd like to turn to the Kunkel Award. Each year, the Palm Beach Civic Association, through the Kunkel Award, recognizes a person who's rendered heroic and meritorious service to the community. I'd ask the new chairman of the Kunkel Committee, Michael Ryder, a member of our executive committee, to come forward and announce this year's recipients of the Kunkel Award.
Thank you, Michael. The Palm Beach Civic Association established the Raymond J. Kunkel Award in 1976 to honor the memory of one of its former chairmen. The Kunkel Award stands as the community's most prestigious and longest-running recognition of those who have provided heroic or meritorious service to the Palm Beach community. The award is presented first to those who have placed their own lives at risk to help others, and second, to those whose actions reflect the highest standard of service above self. All recognized acts must take place within the town of Palm Beach. Recipients are vetted through a formal nomination process and are selected by the Raymond J. Kunkel Committee, which I have the privilege now to chair, alongside with William Matthews, Joan Eigen, Kathy Flagg, Paul Leone, and Bob Wright. If you're in the room and you're on the Kunkel Award Committee, could you rise and we'll all give them a round of applause. And I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Will Matthews for his years of leadership as chairman and for passing the baton and entrusting me with this role. Please join me in giving Will a well-deserved round of applause. Let me briefly share a bit of history about the award. Raymond J. Kunkel serves as chairman of the Palm Beach Civic Association and was widely known for his contributions to civic life, both in Ohio, where he practiced law, and here in Palm Beach. While timing of my arrival in Palm Beach did not allow me the pleasure of knowing him personally, I did know his wife, and many of you knew both of them as I look around the room. Ann Kunkel, an extraordinary woman and one of the most accomplished saltwater anglers in the country, who was inducted into the International Game Fish Association Hall of Fame. Each year, Kunkel Award recipients are publicly recognized and presented with a financial honorarium at the Civic Association's annual meeting, and that's today. From 1978 through 2025, 133 individuals and organizations have received this honor. All are listed on plaques in the Civic Association's conference room, and I presume they'll move to our new location shortly. I would suggest you take a peek there once that gets set up. Let me share a few examples. Beach Patrol Director Norm Owens pursued an armed individual into the ocean and safely disarmed him. Richard Gray used a hydraulic jack to lift a car off a trapped car crash victim, saving her life. He was a former police officer in the Palm Beach Police Department and owned the Sunoco station at the time. He had the jack handy. Samuel Bowen rescued an unconscious driver from a car submerged off the Royal Park Bridge. Two students, Ed Bierman and Todd Erickson, helped stop a carjacking at knife point. Cleartis Wiley pulled two people from a burning vehicle moments before it was engulfed in flames. Mark Dabrowski saved a wheelchair-bound man hanging from a raised bridge span in town. Others acted just as decisively, recovering stolen property, pursuing suspects, aiding victims, or saving lives using life-saving equipment. We have also recognized extraordinary acts of service. Town employees were honored for their protection of the town and its residents following direct strikes from Hurricanes Francis and Jean, 21 days apart. Many of us remember that in the middle of summer if you were here in 2004. A young resident of the South End who repaired and donated bicycles to those in need, and a teacher at the Palm Beach Public School recognized for her exceptional dedication to students and families. Each of these individuals reflects the spirit of this award: quiet courage, selflessness, and commitment to others. And it is now my privilege to recognize this year's recipient. I am pleased to announce that Palm Beach Police Sergeant Robert Mastrangelo has been named the 2026 recipient of the Palm Beach Civic Association's Raymond J. Kunkel Award. Don't jump up. This is kind of a little bit of a long story because you had a very interesting and dangerous experience. Sergeant Mastrangelo is being honored for his leadership, composure, and tactical expertise during a high-risk incident at a local hotel on November 5th, 2025. As the team leader of a tactical response team, Sergeant Mastrangelo coordinated the law enforcement response to a combative and dangerous individual who had threatened hotel staff and first responders. The suspect barricaded himself inside a room and made threats toward officers attempting to establish contact. Further investigation revealed the suspect had a history of violent behavior, including violent encounters with law enforcement. Efforts to resolve the situation peacefully, including the use of a crisis negotiator, were unsuccessful. As the situation escalated, as they tend to do, Sergeant Mastrangelo led a tactical entry team into the barricaded room and directed the use of measures that allowed officers to safely subdue the suspect and take him into custody. While there were minor injuries and property damage, the outcome, most importantly, was that no one was seriously harmed. The situation is actually far worse than I'm able to share in this room. Police Chief Nicholas Caristo, who nominated Sergeant Mastrangelo, praised his calm decision-making and steady leadership under pressure. Chief Caristo noted that Sergeant Mastrangelo demonstrated exceptional judgment while leading a mixed team in a confined and challenging environment, and that the outcome could have been very different without his leadership and sound decision-making at every stage. In the Chief's words, Sergeant Mastrangelo's decisive actions not only ensured the safe apprehension of a dangerous suspect, but also prevented the situation from escalating further. Sergeant Mastrangelo joined the Palm Beach Police Department in 2017. He had served multiple specialized roles, including the Burglary Strike Force, Motorcycle Patrol Unit, Tactical Response Team, and he's also served as Field Training Officer and Firearms Instructor. Those are both positions that are models for new police officers to learn from and to emulate. So only the best get those assignments. He was assigned to the Detective Bureau in 2022 and promoted to Sergeant in 2023. In his time with the town, he has earned more than 35 positive citations and commendations. Sergeant Mastrangelo, would you please come forward to receive your Kunkel Award? Congratulations. Hang on right here. Thank you, President. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back to Michael Chillo.
Thank you, Michael. One of the highlights of the annual meeting of the Civic Association every year is, of course, where we welcome our mayor to give the state of the town address. This has been going on at the Civic Association's annual meeting for more years than I can remember. It's my honor to introduce our mayor, the Honorable Danielle Moore. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. What an amazing turnout. So thank you to the Civic Association for hosting this and the Flagler Museum, of course. I'm going to start with some thank yous before we roll the amazing video that your team did for me that makes me look so good. So I appreciate that. I'm going to start by, of course, thanking the person that made me who I am, my amazing mother, Leslie Smith. Our family is lots of women, so we have strong women in our family. I'd like to also recognize my aunt, Serene Ross, who's in the back. Wave hello, Auntie. But everything we do in the town really is a team effort, so we have got the most amazing team. So I'm going to thank my fellow electeds, Bobby, who will be leaving us. I have lots of lovely things to say about Bobby, but I'm saving that for tomorrow. Lou, Bridget, who are all here. Ted is traveling. He sends his apologies for not being here. And to welcome Nikki to our group. She will be sworn in office tomorrow morning. It's going to be an exciting crew, and I want you all to know that your elected officials are committed to protecting and preserving our town. We love it. Many of you know that this is a non-paying job, so we absolutely love it, and we're doing it for the right reasons. So I want you to have confidence that your elected officials are working hard. But we wouldn't be great elected officials without amazing staff people who work for the town. So I'd like to thank Kirk Bluen, who I think Kirk is here. Also, Bob Miracle, Carolyn Stone, Chief Caristo, Chief Baker, and I can name hundreds of other people, 402 of them actually, who are here to help keep our town so amazing. But we also have amazing residents who serve on commissions, who also help guide us and provide input. So would you mind, if you have served on a town commission, just raise your hand so everybody can see it. Mr. Salmons, raise your hand. Nobody can see you. There you go. Thank you so much. And this really is an amazing team effort. And it's because of organizations like the Civic Association and the Citizens Association who provide information to our residents that this is such an amazing town. So I just wanted to get my thank yous out early. And then, Mary, I think we'll roll the video because Sally and Philip crushed it this year. So I'm going to sit down and let you watch the video.
Palm Beach continues to thrive through innovation, resilience, and community-focused initiatives. In 2025, we strengthened public safety, modernized infrastructure, advanced environmental stewardship, and enhanced resident engagement. Our police and fire rescue teams earn national recognition for excellence, while planning, zoning, and building, and public works deliver transformative projects that safeguard the quality of life. Looking ahead, we're committed to leveraging technology, sustainability, and strategic planning to ensure Palm Beach remains a safe, vibrant, and welcoming community. A lot of changes on the town council. Big congratulations to Lou Crampton. It was a hard-fought victory, and Lou will be returning to the desk, which is a good thing for consistency. We're already adding a new member with Nikki McDonald. Pleased to welcome Nikki to the desk. It's a good group. You know, we work really well together, and I think we get things done. Bobby is retiring after a decade on the desk, and she has been such a leader in environmental stewardship, the Green Initiative, focusing on the expansion of the marina and Marina Park, which I think everybody agrees is amazing. She's been an amazing leader, and we are going to miss her, but we will welcome Nikki. The town is full of amazing successes. So we'll start with the Phipps Ocean Park renovation. It is on schedule and it should open at the beginning of next season. The Little Red Schoolhouse has been moved further up the dune. Greater visibility will also protect it from things like flooding. It's going to be a transformative project for the South End, and we're all looking forward to it. And with great appreciation from town residents to the Preservation Foundation, who raised all the money for this amazing project. In the rest of Phipps Ocean Park, the town tennis facilities have been upgraded and new pickleball courts have been added. It seems to be a great success. The rest of the park also will have new lifeguard stations, new restrooms, a native garden. So Phipps Ocean Park is going to be amazing. North Fire Station, I think everybody knows, completely renovated. It is a landmark structure, the third oldest functioning fire station in the state of Florida. The team there is winning all sorts of design awards because we mixed the old with the new, so you have exposed brick, the original fire pole, all these interesting things that keep it historical on the inside, as well as having all the technology and things to make sure that our first responders working out of the fire station have the best equipment available. Well, the undergrounding, the 10-year project that seems to never end, will be over in 2027. When you see that all of the poles are gone, there are no wires coming over the top of the street, and realize how aesthetically beautiful it is. But it has the functional part too. Less fires in the north end, and it has resiliency too. Although it was painful at times, I think we have to agree that the project was well worth the effort. Thank God for the marina and a Bobby Lindsay project. The original marina was generating very nice income. You know, $4 million a year, but we realized it could have been much more. And Bobby had the foresight to push that project through to its completion. The new marina is generating about $14 million a year in income. Some of those extra revenues will allow us to pay for the undergrounding overage. The council promised the residents that we would not come back to them with an additional charge or an additional tax to pay for it. The marina is helping supplement that. The plus side is once undergrounding is paid for, the marina will continue to produce extra revenue, which can be used for other projects. Our contract with West Palm Beach is expiring, and we are still doing due diligence. It's not as easy as it seems. So the town is in active discussions with Lake Worth Beach and with West Palm Beach. It's progressing slowly, much more slowly than I anticipated, but this is a long-term commitment for the safety of our water supply to this island. And I think there are pros and cons to each one of those municipalities. There are obviously concerns with the growth in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach has a permit for wells going into the aquifer. It's much more complicated than it sounds, but we also have a right to extend our current contract. I think we have 3 5-year extensions that are available to us when it expires. Every resident on the island can agree that the new FAA flight restrictions are horrible. It affects everybody's quality of life. The town has filed a lawsuit in conjunction with the county. The problem is we're not getting much communication from the FAA. I think everybody understands the concerns regarding the safety of the President of the United States. The impact really is when the President is not in residence. I have to say, Congresswoman Frankel has been a great advocate for us. She and I are communicating on a regular basis. She is working as hard from her end as we are from our end to come up with some sort of a resolution. She's been amazing. Well, I have to say, for once, the state legislature has allowed municipalities to start regulating illegal moorings in their jurisdiction. The problems after COVID and more people living on their boats and perhaps not always doing the right thing as to removal of waste, which causes all sorts of bacterial yuck. And the other problem is people are just dumping their boat, leaving it there, and it sinks, and then it's a hazard, and then you can't remove it. So this allows the town to move those hazards, but it's an expensive proposition. But thanks to the Police and Fire Foundation, who gave the town a donation, it allows us to move forward with that. And there are other municipalities along the Intercoastal who are also making adjustments to that and putting ordinances in. And we found that only one of the moorings in the Intercoastal was actually legally permitted by the state of Florida. That's a problem, because everybody needs to follow the rules. We're down 50% over our original number of boats out there. Our marine unit is doing a great job. Some want to listen and some don't, but I think it's being enormously successful. I know there's some consternation, but the consternation isn't coming from our residents. Last year, we had hired an outside firm to help us with our zoning code review, and it wasn't going the direction that the council had hoped for. So staff recommended that we bring it back into town hall. You know, nobody knows our code better than the staff who works with it every day. There are certain things that are what we would consider low-hanging fruit, quick fixes that seem sort of logical. They've brought that to the town council in 7 to 10 pieces at a time. Staff's doing an amazing job of bringing it forward. Current code envisions that every lot size in the north end is 100 by 100. So if your lot size is 99 feet, that automatically triggers town council review. Those lots were platted well over a century ago, many of them. And so some of them, I'm not sure the measuring tools were as accurate as they are now. We'll adjust the new code to allow more flexibility and some logic into some of those items. I have to say I'm really grateful that there are less complaints. I think the town, through the 6-point parking and traffic management plan, has done a good job of mitigating the effects of traffic through slow and deliberate changes. Requesting landscapers to leave by 3:30 means that they're off the island before what is considered peak rush hour between 4:30 and 5:30. Police on every major intersection in the afternoon who are skilled at helping the traffic flow. A great coordination with West Palm Beach and communication when there is a problem. It seems to be working better. Things we cannot control are bridge openings. The best thing that happened was that the Bonefish Cove barges that were disrupting traffic 12 times a day last year. This year don't require bridge openings. They've cut the spuds, which are the poles that had to go under the bridge, which were much taller than the barges. So you don't need to open the bridge for the barges to go underneath. Sometimes in season, while Mar-a-Lago Road is closed, it's a little more problematic. It's just a lack of one more access point or exit point for our residents. People are getting to understand what the traffic pattern is and adapting the way they live their lives around some of the traffic pattern. There is nothing the town can do about the development in West Palm Beach. I think one of the good things coming to West Palm Beach will be a Publix over near City Place, which will be an enormous Publix. I think that will help drive some of the people who come to get lunch or dinner here on the island. Publix will allow them to shop perhaps closer to their own neighborhoods. First of all, we have to start by thanking Jill and Avi Glazer for their vision and financial commitment to the town. I've been in it several times, and it doesn't look like the old Playhouse on the inside, but the way it's going to be used and utilized, and people are really encouraged about the accessibility to Glazer Hall. I talked to Jill and Avi. What they found is that people come early, self-park, go to St. Ambrose, go to the grill, go to the honor bar, walk around the plaza, and then walk over to their event. I think it's a win-win. It's beautiful, and personally, I'm incredibly grateful for their foresight. They have been, they've become friends, and I think we all owe them a great debt of gratitude. As America gets ready to celebrate their 250th anniversary this summer, when you come over the North Bridge, you see the bicentennial eagle, a beautiful symbol of our town. And now you have two beautiful new medians sponsored and planned by the Garden Club and Jorge Sanchez. The Garden Club spearheaded this plan. We're incredibly generous with their donation. As with all landscaping, it takes a while for it to settle in and to actually flourish, but I think we're off to a great start. Once again, the town receives awards for its transparency and its financial stability. I think the fact that our bond rating is AAA plus indicates how well we're doing. We have an incredible team of financial consultants who are volunteers. The retirement board, the OPEB board, they do an amazing job. This year, we added more police officers, which includes more code enforcement officers, which will encourage more people to follow the rules, an extra staff member in the planning, zoning, and building department to process the permits more quickly and more thoroughly. But I think Kirk and the team and Bob Miracle have done an amazing job, and the town remains incredibly stable. Our reserves are strong, but there are some things coming down through the legislature which could impact our property taxes. Although we are strong in our reserve funds, changes to property tax income to the town could be problematic in the future, but the town is well prepared for that, and we are truly blessed that our municipality is ready. It's a great town. I want to give a shout out to the council. I don't think people who don't sit on the desk realize what a difficult job it is. And so I'm grateful for the team we have. We'll have a new team. I'll be proud to serve with that team. Every municipality has issues. In my liaisonship with Palm Beach County League of Cities, and I go to other municipalities, they all have the same issues. I know we're not perfect, but we're pretty close.
Wow. Sally and Philip, I don't know. I see Philip over here. They crushed it. Thank you. I actually didn't realize I talk so much, but there are so many things happening in town, and I wanted to give you all a really sort of a great overview. You see your council members and your staff members around town, but there are so many nuances to what we do and how hard we work behind the scenes that I do want to give a shout out to our entire team. And so thank you to the team. Thank you to the Civic Association. And as always, it's my honor and privilege to be the mayor of this amazing town. And when we work together, good things will happen. So thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we've got a lot of things happening. Please, I also want to encourage you all, to not be afraid to reach out to your elected officials. I know many of you do, but I want to encourage others. A lot of you do, actually, on a regular basis. That's a good thing because that's what helps keep us vibrant. So thank you again. Have a wonderful summer. Thank you to the Civic Association. And again, it's my honor and privilege to be your mayor. Bye.
Thanks, Donnie. Donnie, before you get away, I think we've got a little something for Donnie for giving us the State of the Town address today.
And we're going to ask that it's carried to Donnie's car. It's a little heavy. It's a beautiful arrangement of flowers.
Okay.
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 So, all right. That actually concludes our annual meeting. We thank you so much for attending. Please join us. There is a reception following in the hall. If you are a director, we ask that you remain. We will have a brief directors meeting. Thank you again.